Okay, here we go. Now we have
Platinum Dunes presents.
Platinum Dunes, baby.
Also, look at like the differences of the box art just going even like down the line, but also just between the last movie and this movie about how fucking like horror was super serious during the mid 2000s.
They were trying to bring it back, dude, because it went so fucking crazy.
Know,
like with Freddy and
like,
Jason going to fucking space and all.
I'm just saying, in retrospect, that cover is just so hyper fucking serious with the face. I don't know.
What I think happened was slashers were getting kind of bland.
Yeah.
Scream made fun of them.
And then that's what happened.
Then they brought back those slashers because people were now interested in slashers again. And some of them came back and they were too much like Scream. So people were like, I'm good. And then they were like, you know what, let's bring it back, but try to be serious.
It was one of those things, just like Hollywood always does. Oh, well, Scream worked. Let's do that.
Yeah.
And it totally ruined of my opinion, it fucked up the genre because it was like, all right, well, everything's fucking hilarious and stupid. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. But then they, again, overcorrect. I don't like this movie.
I thought I didn't, and then I watched it again, and
it looks nice.
I don't even think it looks that great.
It's nicely shot.
Mediocre.
I think it's very
It doesn't
mediocre.
need to exist, is how I kind of felt after watching
It's like volumetric light the movie.
Yes.
Right?
But Marcus Nispel did a good job with the Jason reboot. And I think it's because he practiced, because he definitely makes Leatherface more like Jason.
Well, this is the first of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is the first movie that Platinum Dunes produces and resurrects like all of these classic characters.
Yes. Let's read the back of the box. You want scary? This is scary.
This!
Marcus Osborne from UPN. Have you watched UPN lately?
Didn't even know it was still a thing.
No,
like UPN 9?
It hasn't been a thing in a long time. Okay.
UPN 9.
Prepare yourself for a level of fear.
Wait. You gotta read it like John Larroquette because he comes back to do the intro for this.
In this one?
Yeah.
I thought it was maybe it was
He comes back to do the crawl.
Prepare yourself for a level of fear like you've never experienced before, ... Ooh. A group of friends take a detour while traveling through the back roads of Texas, and encounter a chainsaw-wielding maniac. What happens next is beyond anyone's darkest imagination and will leave you speechless and horrified. From filmmaker Michael Bay, Pearl Harbor, Bad Boys 2, and Jessica Biel, Seventh Heaven, comes this year's most hardcore and terrifying film, You've Been Warned.
You've been warmed.
Warned.
I wish this movie was warmed because there's a lot of cool and green tones in it.
Yeah, it doesn't really, you don't really feel like you're in the hot Texas sun in a lot of it. I think Roger Ebert gave this 0 stars.
Really?
Yeah, he really didn't like it.
If you watch this movie directly after you watch the original, it's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
But if you watch it after the other one.
If you watch the first one, the second one, the third one, and the fourth one, and then put it on, you're like, oh, nice change of pace.
I would even make an argument, and I'm not saying this to defend this movie, because again, I said it was middle.
Sure.
If this was your first Texas Chainsaw, I wouldn't be shocked if you said you liked it.
No, that's fine. I don't hate this movie. I thought I hated it right after watching the first one to this, but then in the marathon, I found myself being like, oh, this isn't so bad.
I used to really not like it, but upon rewatching it and being older, I'm like, I don't care. It's another fucking Texas Chainsaw movie.
I'm not saying that I think it's good or I like it. It's fine.
There are good things in it, and let's just talk about it. Arlie Ermey.
I was going to say Jessica Biel, but okay.
No, see, I had a problem with Jessica Biel, and this is my problem with Jessica Biel.
Let's hear it.
I don't like her outfit. I think it looked too baggy on her. I think she needed a tighter outfit. I think we can all agree.
We remedied that in Texas Chainsaw 3D. We'll talk about it.
I mean, they just do the thing instead, whatever. However you feel about that conversation where they just make it rain all the time so you constantly can see her.
She's boobing around in this movie.
I don't know. I feel like her outfit could have just been a little tighter. It just looked a little baggy on her. I watched it with a friend of mine, a girl, and I was just like, not tight enough. She was like, you're an asshole.
One huge problem.
No.
I'm going to be the one to say it.
Okay.
I'm going to stand up for all the other Americans, guys. Okay. This movie is anti-marijuana.
He fucking texted me that the other day.
Because you have this whole subplot, and I understand it's because she thought she was going to get proposed to.
And pregnant.
I guess, in Mexico on this honeymoon setup.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, you have weed? Oh my God, throw this joint out. Whoops, I dropped it out. You have 2 pounds of weed? Oh my God, we could go to jail.
Well, listen, Sean. This is a family show, and I'm against weed. Okay, so I liked that part.
Marijuana cigarettes are bad.
I think the whole thing is because later in the movie she said she went to juvie and she was in there for a while.
No, listen,
I
hey.
think that was her being like, I can't go back.
I mean, I'm playing it up a little bit here
Yeah.
because they have some logic to it because they were trying to report this suicide, but I just thought that was fucking hilarious that the crutch of why they're in this situation is because, oh, we have all this weed.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily, because they get rid of it, and then she throws the joint out the window because he says something fucking snarky to her and pisses her off. It's not because she doesn't want to smoke it.
It pissed me off to watch it happen.
And then fucking
My baby!
I like the
Yeah.
misdirect of them picking up the hitchhiker instead of her being a killer. She
yeah.
just blows her brains
Well,
out.
yeah.
That stupid shot of it coming out the back of her head was pretty funny.
Like we're doing a little too much of that kind of shit. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I think it's funny though that they have the one chick, I think her name's Pepper. They're like, oh yeah, we just picked you up a day ago, and then after the girl, commits suicide, she's like, we should have never picked her up.
I love
Pot calling the kettle black here. What are you talking about?
I love how they carry that over from the first movie where that chick's always like, yeah, Mercury is in retrograde
Yeah.
and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
The shit doesn't just fucking happen, man.
Yeah.
I opened the Blair Witch Book of Shadows and now I'm
That's
here.
right, it is the girl for that.
Yeah.
So, I don't like any of the characters in this.
No.
None of the heroes. I hate the one dude.
Surfer guy?
Not Kemper, the other, not Surfer guy.
The glasses kid?
Yeah, the one, he's like slurring every word and I can't
Yeah.
understand. I literally sat there with my friend, I'm watching it and I'm like, he says, there's a sentence he says, and I looked at him like, did you get any of that?
You gotta put the clip in when right after the chick shoots herself and they pull over, and then he's explaining why they can't call the cops, and he's like, "Man, fishing money because blow brains out for a woman," and I'm like, "What did you say?"
Yeah, I'm like,
We used to rewind it as kids and laugh our asses off.
what was that?
Demise is unfortunate, young woman.
But yes, they eventually get introduced to Arlie Irby, the sheriff.
Yeah. Which you get his backstory in the sequel
Yeah.
prequel.
And he's the best part of this.
Oh, he's easily the best part.
He's awesome in
Yeah.
this. He's just such a dick. He's
Yeah.
so shitty to
and
all
fucking
of them.
disgusting.
And I mean, honestly, I think that's why you got a prequel sequel, however the fuck you
Yeah.
want to say that, rather than an actual sequel, which I think may have been a better option, is because they take him out at the end of the movie and he is the movie.
well, I got a
Yes.
lot to fucking say about
No, I know. I'm just
the
saying,
beginning.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just thinking about that the last couple
No,
days.
sure.
No, he's great in this.
Yeah, he's a great villain.
The fucking guy with no legs is funny.
Yeah,
Oh, old Monty?
Yeah. And then Andrew Bryniarski,
Briniarski.
who I've met
Zangief,
at
dude.
Zangief. I met at conventions and stuff. He played Leatherface. He was real excited to play Leatherface.
He's great. I think he's really good as Leatherface. No, I think he's good as Leatherface in this, and I think he's actually better as him in the next movie.
I would agree.
I'll give you that.
There are elements about the Leatherface character in this movie I don't really like, though.
They show his face for the first time.
Too much.
I'm not into that either.
He's
and
like missing his nose.
why can't Leatherface just wear fucking people's skin? Why does he have to be deformed?
Also,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's a little bit of that with like his fucked up teeth and stuff.
Because he's a fucking hillbilly.
Yeah.
Yeah, inbred him.
Also-
inbred being key.
Yeah.
I understand the digital nose
Yeah.
because
I'm Leatherface.
realistically, if you're gonna remove part of a body, when you use it with makeup, you're adding layers. When realistically,
Sure.
layers would be deleted. That's
Yeah.
fine. But when Arlie Irby takes his teeth out, he's got digital gums.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
bad.
I'm like, nah, you didn't need it for
Nah,
that situation.
no.
But yeah, it was weird they even showed Leatherface's face.
Yeah.
His eye a lot. Like he's like looking around the house.
But
like,
yeah,
looking
they
through
definitely
holes.
wanted him to be like creepy, deformed, sad killer boy to be more like Jason.
And that's where it takes a
Yeah.
shit for me because
Yeah.
that's not what that character is.
yeah, like I said, I like Arlie Irby in this. I could have watched a whole, and there actually is a movie kind of like this called Wolf Creek, where it's just the funny,
Wolf Creek
weird guy.
is excellent.
I never watched the sequels or the show. Are they any good?
The second one is a lot more brutal and a little bit more silly
Okay.
than that first one.
How's the show?
Never saw the show, but Wolf Creek 3 is coming out this year, and we're definitely going to cover that.
Okay, all right, I gotta check it out. I did like Wolf Creek. That was like a surprise.
Wolf Creek was great. And that same fuck, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. It's the same guy who did Rogue,
Okay.
the giant crocodile movie.
Okay.
With Sam
Oh,
Worthington.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this movie, a lot of people liked it when it came out. I will say this movie had a really good trailer.
It had a good trailer, and also, like, I think at the time, I mean, I can't even remember anything that was, like, noteworthy coming out. Again, I think Jason X, when does Jason X come out?
Oh, Jason X is before this.
Yeah, but like 2001?
2001.
Yeah, but it's only
Maybe
a couple
2002,
years.
But
so
this
like,
comes out the same year as Freddy vs. Jason, I believe, right? 2003?
Yeah, it comes out in 2003.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
It came out the same year?
Oh, wait, no, this is 2004.
Is it 2004?
So Freddy vs. Jason came out before this.
Okay, yeah, well, that came out in 2001, didn't it?
No, Freddy vs. Jason in 2003.
It is 2003.
Yes. But no, yeah, I could see people liking this, like you said.
Yeah.
It's a return to form.
And it's got a nicer big budget. It looks nicer. They do that thing where they almost show Jessica Biel's butt. They do that again for the next one. They have the low rise, and you kind of.
The fucking tape guy is like putting it in there, just sticking it right above the crack.
There's a bunch of shots where it's like, show that crack just a little bit, not enough, just a little bit. Yeah, and it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, that's one thing I'll give it, especially like Leatherface's like lab or butcher shop, whatever you want to call it.
I did
all that gross shit he's using.
Yeah.
It's very matter of fact.
I did like that he wears her like boyfriend's face to really fuck
Only
with her.
for one scene though.
Yeah, it's weird. He goes back to the.
like
you know why? Because the other face is on all the toys and the Halloween
That's
costumes, so
right.
you got to go back to that one.
I hate this mask, by the way. What
I
were
was
you
gonna say it's that, but it's also I feel like the directors felt like, well, that was good for one scene, but it looks a little goofy in lighting, and we're gonna have a chase scene with it on.
I didn't mind the mask. It doesn't look like skin.
That's the problem I have with it. It's like overdone, and I had the same problem with Tom Savini's one too. Not that they're made poorly. They just don't look like dried, like tanned skin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that first one, they knocked it out of the park. You know what I mean? So, and this one's very tight on his face, so you can see his eyes and his mouth like perfectly through it, and I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
It should be shadowed a little bit, like Michael Myers a little bit, and like a lot of those scenes with Gunnar in the first one, you can't really. You see his eyes sometimes, but not all the time.
Well, H2O.
And H2O too.
Around the same time, they're like, if H2O shows his eyes, he's got fucking eyebrows now. Why not? Why not?
Oh my god.
When he's staring at her through the window, that is fucking terrible.
But yeah, it was annoying that like at the time I was a real asshole because I got real into the original. I'm like, this movie sucks.
Yeah.
You're all idiots for liking this one. Because I was, even when I didn't like this movie, being an Arlie Ermey fan, I'm like, God, he's good in this.
He really is. Though.
He just really rides these kids hard the whole movie.
Yeah.
The whole scene where he has the kid put the gun in his mouth and shit.
Yeah.
That's a great scene.
Yeah, it doesn't really leave a lot of room for a sequel. Leatherface gets his arm chopped off, presumably dies. And then Arlie Ermey, when they're pretending to be a family, because they have a kidnapped baby.
Yeah.
They're pretending to be a family. She like runs him over and then backs up into him.
That was great.
They do that too in this where they expand the family beyond.
Oh yeah, so there's other family members out there, and maybe not even family members. It's just friends that are in on it.
Yeah.
Like
the
the
really,
tea
really
lady.
fat lady.
The tea lady. I kind of love the tea lady.
Yeah. Oh, I love her. I
I
love her in the next one.
Yeah.
And like I said, the legless guy is pretty good.
Yep.
With his fucking colostomy bag.
Well, yeah, when he's got the colostomy bag on the ground in the bathroom. And
Jessica Biel, can you come help me?
He's like grabbing her ass.
Oh, dude, he's
getting a full
got a
ass
fucking
cheek in his
hand.
hand.
Because he saw a little bit of that butt crack.
Yeah, maybe there's more crack.
I can't help myself.
I could still get hard. My
this is
legs are just gone.
And this is Jessica Biel being like, I'm tired of being the seventh heaven chick. I really want to do something edgy so I can be remembered for something else.
I think she's fine in this. I think she has pretty good range. She's really good at being scared and sad.
Yeah.
She's not good at being funny or witty.
No.
There's a lot of scenes in that van and where I'm just like, can you shut the fuck up?
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, her clothes are too baggy.
0 out of 10 then, Tony?
0 out of 10. Don't like. I agree with Roger Ebert. I'm pretty sure.
Is it better than Blade 3?
Yeah, it's better than Blade 3.
Yeah, it's Blade. It's better
than Blade 3. A lot of things are better than Blade 3.
I was just because the Beale connection.
We had Blade 3 in the front, right? Yeah, we have Blade Trinity down there.
Fucking Wesley Snipes snoozing through that fucking movie.
So yeah.
You said Andrew Briniarski was Leatherface, but it was a different guy who did his voice for some reason.
Huh.
Whenever you hear him grunt or like make any noises or whatever, it's this guy Martin Gershon or Scott Martin Gershon.
Okay, so next we don't have a physical copy of all the other ones
Because why?
Well, okay.